I already ordered 3 G-Shock watch to be reviewed for March 2020, but apparently they haven't arrived yet, so I'm just gonna stick with this. Besides, this watch also a great piece to have if you are low on the budget and if you don't mind getting vintage second-hand G-Shock watches. This is the GT-008CJ-1, the one and only G-Cool 008 series that came with a metal composite band. That is stainless steel with resin or, well, plastic basically. But considering the material and the quality of them, I'm impressed that this watch still holding up to this day. Keep in mind, this model was first released in the year 1998, making it 22 years old up to date, and is still running perfectly fine. I mean, of course there are some use marks, but overall it is still in great shape, at least in my case. The watch bracelet features a one-push triple foldable clasp made out of stainless steel with G-Cool sign at the bottom for the series name. So what makes this one better in comparison to other G-Cool that is out there? That is the construction on the inside, something that we cannot see unless we open it up. This watch has a metal core constructions. Like modern G-Shock, where Casio almost promote, this kind of watch has carbon core constructions, right? This one has metal core constructions, and that's what makes this watch so tough and cost us 25,000 Japanese yen back in 1998, which is expensive when you think about it. But as proven, this watch already lasts for 22 years old, so 25,000 Japanese yen seems fair. Okay, on the outside, the watch body looks really simple. It has resin guard for the buttons, which also, 4 buttons made out of resin, the one in the center in aluminum, this metal ring in aluminum as well, another ring over here made out of plastic. So really simple construction, really curvy, unlike modern G-Shock that is mostly boxy. This kind of design, in my opinion, fits to most watch users. If you want to buy a G-Shock but you don't want to get all those boxiness of them, perhaps vintage models is the way to go. Considering the price of this today, I mean, it was retail at 25,000, right? If you were to buy this one today in 2020, you're gonna end up spending most 50 bucks, probably less than that, because they aren't as popular, because they are old. And the functions, well, not as fancy. But then again, if you compare this function to the Square DW5600, in my opinion, it is still one of the best. So Casio already highlights what this watch could do on the watch face, which I already talked about plenty times before on the channel, but I'm just gonna cover it all back again. You have your timekeeping, day, date, and time, just the essentials. You have telephone number or telememo mode, where you could store in up to 100 sets of phone number, 8 letters and 12 digits, so still pretty much usable today. Next, you have your schedule. Basically works as the calendar alert on our smartphone today. You could store up to 100 as well, if I'm not mistaken, to specific date, time, and message. You have your statistics or vital. So this is where you could store in all of your personal information, such as your name, your blood type, your birthday, your credit card number, your license number, your passport number, and a few more space just in case you want to add something else that you thought should be important to you. Okay, those features aren't as practical for most users, but keep in mind guys, certain workplace out there didn't allow you to bring your smartphone during working hours. In that kind of situations, this is the kind of watch that you want to have on your wrist, because you can store all of that personal information while you're doing your job, and that is in my opinion super important, that things that you cannot do on modern G-Shock, if I'm not mistaken. Some Casio watch does have this feature, but for a G-Shock, not most of them have them. Next, you also have a basic feature like a single alarm. You cannot set any specific date, but the schedule feature just now allows you to do that already. Lastly, a stopwatch. It runs to 24-hour range with 1/100 seconds precision and split time, just in case you want to need that. And that's pretty much it. They will summarize all the functions that this model have, which is simple, but in my opinion, it is still practical, still usable, still relevant even in 2020, depending on where you work or depending on your lifestyle, of course. Okay, that's for the function. The glass is in dome shape, which means it could avoid glaring. Like you can see now, it is much better than a flat mineral glass like this, which could end up looking like that. There you go. So this one could prevent that. So dome shape mineral glass is much better than flat, so that's good. Other point I need to point out, the 4 buttons are big enough, they are easy to use, they have some texture on it, so you could use your nail to slide into push the buttons if you need to. The backplate are made out of metal. There are certain informations here: GT008, shock resistant, G-Shock, G-Cool, water resistance, stainless steel back, Japan. So this watch is a fully made in Japan model, cost 25,000, that is already 20 years old, and as proven, still working, and that is a good deal. And considering the size of this, which is really great, I add a dimension over here including the weight. It is incredibly heavy though. I haven't set the bracelet size yet, but there you go, it fits just nice on my skinner wrist. And since it is metal, it looks neat, it looks good, it is not as boxy, even though it is big. I mean, G-Shock has always been big, but the curved shape of it really makes it a huge difference in comparison to modern G-Shock, and in my opinion this watch could be much more approachable to most new G-Shock users out there.